Hello, everybody. I am going to give you this class on video so you can take a look at it sometime this week or tonight or whenever it is you're going to take a look at it so that it can review some of the things that we started reviewing in class. So we began looking at the basic elements of an essay. And so I'm going to share a little bit of a PowerPoint with you. I'm going to go over a handout. I'm going to go over your assignments, those kinds of things. Not in that order. I think I'm going to start in a different order. I decided. So here I am sharing my screen, and I'm going to begin with the assignment. Okay. So you have an assignment due this uh, coming Sunday, February 25th by 11:59 p.m. our witching hour. So basically, we talked about the first three basic elements of an essay: an intro, a body paragraph, and a conclusion. So one of the things that we're going to do is examine or focus on body paragraph. So your assignment for Sunday is to write a body paragraph for your first formal essay number one, which is on the article Taking My Parents to College. So if you go to Blackboard, which I am in Blackboard right now, that's what you should be seeing. Maybe see me in a little tiny box, but really the big thing should be Blackboard. And in it, it says due Sunday, 2:25 by 11:59 p.m. Um, intro paragraph for Taking My Parents to College, formal essay number one. So first instruction is to watch this video, which I will embed into Blackboard once I finish it. Um, Send it to you. Second thing is to read pages 1 to 5 in the handout called Writing an Essay, English 110 full packet. We're going to look over that a little bit. And I can make this bigger. 1 to 5 in the handout. And stop in the section with the basic types of essays. We'll see it. Then it continues the instructions and it gives you um, the prompt, right? Uh, in the article, Taking My Parents to College by Janine Capot-Coustet, the author shares her experiences as a first-generation college student. It says read this link and this link that explains the instructions and the prompt for the formal essay number one. It's also included below with a handout. So if I scroll really quickly to the bottom, this little section here called handouts for this assignment, and then it has the writing an essay, um, handout, the instructions on the first formal essay. That gives you the whole prompt. And then the last thing is the actual article, which we had distributed in class. It lives on Blackboard in the course content section, and it's included here. So you have many places to get the article if you didn't come to class and get a copy live. But when you come back to class, I will have a copy for you as well. So let's go back to the instructions. So it says read the link that explains the instructions and the prompt for the formal essay number one, included below. And then it goes into, and if we click the link, let's see, I'm afraid to click it because it may not work, but I'll do it in a moment. First, I want to go to here. Complete an intro. So for your, just for Monday, if you want to be wild and write the whole essay, I'm not going to discourage you. I really want to encourage you. Some of you have asked that. You can just write it. I'm saying sure. Um, if you decide to write it and not do this, you have to send me a note on this. Say, professor, check the folder, which is right below this one. But let me just stick with this one now. So it says complete an intro paragraph for this assignment. There should be one paragraph, right? One paragraph, and includes the author, the title of the article, a synopsis, which is 3 to 4 sentences, and a thesis statement. And the synopsis is 3 to 4 sentences describing what the article is about, right? It's a summary, right? That's what the synopsis is. But in this case, we're using the word synopsis to mean very short one, 3 to 4 sentences. And then you upload it here by 2:25. I'm going to click the link in a moment for the instructions. So just to see, let you know that right beneath it, the full essay will be due a week from Sunday, which March 3rd, you will do the full essay, which will have the intro paragraph that you will do now that we're going to review, and give you feedback on. And then we have been writing body paragraphs basically without saying we have, because that's what we've been doing. We've been talking about one aspect of an essay and describing it with examples. That's the element of a body paragraph. part we have not reviewed fully is the conclusion, right? The summary of the entire article that is your last paragraph, your essay. So essays have intro, body paragraph, conclusion. We're focusing on the intro. The assignment that's going to be due on the 3rd is the whole essay with all 3 parts. So for now, what's due on Sunday, February 25th, is just the intro paragraph. And intro paragraphs, when repeating, have the author. They name the author, the title of the article, a synopsis, which is a couple sentences to describe it, and a thesis statement. Okay, so let's go to a little PowerPoint, which I realize I should include in the handout. So in it, here we go, English 110, you should be able to see that, my name, you should know it by now. So writing an essay, right? So I just started saying that, but this is a little visual way to share the information. So writing an essay, part 1, intro paragraph with a thesis statement, okay? Next. Right. The introduction. So every essay, as I have been mentioning, has 3 main parts: an intro paragraph, body paragraph, and the conclusion, right? So at this point, I'm saying intro paragraph, so that's 1 intro paragraph. Body paragraph, there will be multiple, and then a conclusion. Next is the intro paragraph. I'm going to focus on it. So each intro paragraph consists of 1, name the article, the title of the article. 2, name the author or authors of the article. There can be more than 1. And 3, a 3 to 4 sentence synopsis, which we clarified as a summary, so that whoever's reading the essay, even if they have not read the essay, they understand what the essay is about. Okay? And then a thesis statement or sentence. In this case, try to keep it to 1 concise sentence. If you need to do 2 sentences, it's great. If you need more, you're writing too much for a thesis statement. A thesis statement should be very focused, very pointed, and basically, I'm going to click the next slide. So for your essay, right, if we're thinking of the parts of the intro, which is 1, include the name of the article, include the name of the author. 2, 3, a synopsis, and then 4 would be the thesis statement. So let's look at the first part. For your essay on taking my parents to college by Janine Capa-Cousette, you should include this author and title. That should be in your intro paragraph. Taking My Parents to College by Janine Capa-Cousette. It could be in that order. It could be Janine Capa-Coussette's article called Taking My Parents to College. As long as it's in there, it's important that both those things be. Then include a 3 to 4 sentence synopsis, which is a brief summary. And here it says, for example, Janine Capa-Coussette's article, Taking My Parents to College, focuses on a young woman going to college for the first time. She and her whole family, parents, siblings, and grandmother all make their way with her from Miami to Cornell University to spend her first week with her. When they arrive, and then it goes on to that. There's the word week is missing, but when they arrive, and you fill it out, right? And then after that, you will hit the thesis statement, right? So after you've gotten your title, the author, a nice synopsis of it that the reader gets a chance with no typo, or missing words, then you will put in your thesis statement. I'm saying that in that order. It doesn't have to follow. It's a good order. If you want to do a variation of it, right? But next is the thesis statement. So I've been saying this in class. Think of it this way. If the prompt, right, the prompt that you get to write your essay, if you consider that the question, then the thesis statement is the answer. For example, here's a sample prompt, not exactly the prompt you have, but very close to it. If the prompt was, how was Janine Capa-Coussette's experience different from what she expected? The answer, the thesis would be, Janine Capa-Coussette's experience was different because she learned she couldn't rely on her family. She expected her family to stay the week, and on, right? The next thing, you would write the reasons why. You're answering the question, how is her experience different from what she expected? This is how I know, use the word I, this is how her experience was different, right? Because this, because that, because this, right? So think of that. Thesis is the statement is the answer to the prompt question. let's review the handout. I mentioned there was a handout, so I'm going to stop sharing. No, not stop sharing. I'm going to get out of the PowerPoint. I'm going to pop into the handout. So in class, we haven't handed this out yet, so I will hand this out when we get back. Um, this is an essay called Elements of Writing and Overview. Elements of Essay Writing and Overview. So the overview begins the essay is commonly assigned form of writing that every student will learn in their academic career. That's why it's become very capable and comfortable and adept at this type of writing early in their careers. And you're all, in terms of your English writing at Ostos, this is the beginning, right? The beginning of the writing journey. So what's an essay, right? And there's a lot of information here on the origin of the word essay, um, but essentially, um, an essay in our class is an academic piece of work. It is really you taking a position in the sense of if it's an argumentative essay, in this case, we're doing what is called an expository essay. That just means an essay that's going to look at a text, is going to read that text, and it's going to respond in relationship to that text, right? It's not going to be an opinion piece. It's not an editorial. It's not saying your own experience. We've done that kind of writing, but now we're focused on doing academic writing. And we read an article by Janine Kappa-Cousset, and our response is going to be about what she's sharing, her experience about that particular essay. Okay, so let's keep rocking and rolling. So the basic essay structure, as I mentioned, I'm repeating it again, is an introduction with a thesis statement, right? It must be directly, and yes, this must be directly and concisely about the topic you're about to write about, right? So you're going to write it. If the prompt is asking you, the prompt is asking you, your prompt for this essay saying, how was the author, Janine Kappa-Cousset's experience and her family's experience different from what they expected? Their experience of college, how was that different from what they expected, right? So those are the things you're going to be responding to, right? That's the question. How was her experience and her family's experience different from what they expected? Your answer will be, this is the way that her family and her experience was different because they this or she that. So you're going to let us know what that is. Okay. Um, and here I have two things, like based on fact and opinion. Sometimes you might get a prompt that will ask you for your opinion, and actually will. I think your next assignment that you're going to be doing after this essay is due is going to be focused on reading some articles and you forming an opinion about it. And that your opinion is going to be formed by the information in the text, right? But it's still going to be your opinion, and you probably will bring other stuff into it, but it's asking you for your opinion. This essay is not asking for that. It's asking you for the facts in the article, right? There are facts in this article that are showing us that this young woman's experience was different from what she expected. Can you identify and illustrate what those experiences are? Okay. Then we go into the body paragraph of the essay, right? And the body of the essay, those three things that you mentioned, right? Because the prompt says at least three. So those three reasons why that showed her experience was different from what she expected, that you put reason number one, reason number two, reason number three will be body paragraph number one, focusing on the first reason, body paragraph number two, focusing on the second reason, and body paragraph number three, focusing on the third reason. That is us fast forwarding and moving forward, um, but giving you always the kind of basis of why we're going, where we're going. So 5 paragraph essay, we said for the first one, we're doing this, right? So it's at least three. So you want to do 4 reasons, you could do four, in which case you will not have 5 paragraphs, you will have 6, because you will have the intro, you'll explore reason number one, number two, number three, and number four. If you have four, and then you'll have the conclusion that will be 6. But right now we're focusing on 5. The prompt asks you for at least 3. So as long as you do at least 3, you'll be answering the prompt properly, right? So here it talks about the intro paragraph that should start with a general discussion of your subject and lead to or include a very specific statement or your main point or thesis statement, right? So the thesis should tell in one or more than two or most or at most two, I keep saying, sentences. What is your overall point or argument? Bigger, bigger. There we so that's the intro, talking about the intro with the thesis statement. The body paragraph is gone. So this goes into the body paragraph. We've been working on that. We will review the body paragraph part in class. This shows you visually the structure, intro, with a thesis statement. Must clearly at least 3 points to be explored, right? The 3 reasons that her experience is different. The 3 experiences that show that she was having a different experience than what she expected. And then each body paragraph gets discussed. Each topic gets discussed in its own body paragraph. And we have a so this little section, I'm going to slow down a little bit. It's about writing a thesis statement, and it's just this first top half of the page. I would love for you to read this document. Like, it's really kind of will set you up to, I'm showing it visually, take a look at the video, read the document, we'll talk about it together in class. This is to help you just get ready to write that intro paragraph. So, thesis statement. What is a thesis statement? It is they call it the foundation of your essay. Another word is called also, people say the roadmap. Roadmap shows you you're going to go from here to here to here to here. So the thesis statement says you're going to talk about this and this and this and this, right? So every paper you write should have a main point, a main idea, or essential message. Ideas, arguments you may have. Excuse me, I'm trying to move my screen. It up. Highlight. So in the thesis statement that captures your position, the main idea is what we call the thesis statement. Um, a good thesis statement will make you want to read more, right? So you're gonna say the reason why she was this is because she had to become independent, she had to do this, all these reasons that you're gonna list, and those reasons should be compelling so you can have the reader continue reading. Okay, now thesis statement tells the reader how you will interpret the significance of the subject matter under the discussion, right? That you will interpret the importance of her experience different than what she expected, she and her family. The roadmap for the paper, I mentioned that already. In other words, it tells the reader what to expect for the rest of the paper. Roadmaps take you from here to here to here to here. Thesis statements say I will discuss this and this and this and this. So it's usually a single sentence, right? Particularly with the articles we're writing that are about like 3, 4, 5 pages max. You should have like one sentence that captures it. It should be in your first paragraph. Like some papers might open with a thesis statement and then give us a synopsis and name the author afterwards. But it has to be somewhere in that first intro paragraph. And it presents your argument or your position to the reader. The rest of the paper, the body of the essay, gathers and organizes evidence that will persuade the reader of the logic of your interpretation. And a thesis statement is a claim that others might dispute in some cases. So thesis statement would be this is this, these reasons, and other people can fight it back. Again, giving you the broad picture, narrow it back down to us. And this assignment, thesis statement is going to, it's not going to be taking an argument, that can do any of that stuff. It's going to illustrate why her and her family's experience was different from what they expected. Okay. So again, how long does the thesis statement need to be? Thesis statement needs to focus your ideas into 1 or 2 sentences. It should present a topic of your paper and also make a comment about your position in a related topic if it has it. Your thesis statement should tell your reader what the paper is about and also help guide your writing and keep your argument and ideas focused, right? So samples of thesis statements will be included at the end of each section, discussing types of essays. So this is where I want you to stop reading. I mean, you can keep reading to read the whole thing. But here's going to talk about different kinds of essays. The very first essay it talks about is expository essays. Just the fact, that's the kind of essay that we're writing now. Just stick to the facts of the article, no opinion, no need to argue a position. You're just really demonstrating and showing and giving the reader back what you have taken from the article in relationship to it being about her and her family's experience going to college with different they expect. And there's more good stuff here. You could read all these sections, but I'm swooping down to the expository one, right? So here's an talks more about the expository essay, and and here. So speaking of thesis statement, right? So think of this. Thesis statements break down the expository essay. Thesis statements should clearly state the topic and at least two facts or reasons that back up what you say, right? Here we're asking for three. Weak, too much time is spent on a digital device is bad for children, right? It's weak for several reasons. You see that. It's not really giving us, it's really making a statement, right? And necessarily a thesis statement. Um, it needs to have a little more detail. Let's look at the second paragraph, right? And it's about the same topic. Although electronic devices can provide educational content, parents should regulate the amount of time children spend on digital platforms. They can inhibit social interaction, short attention spans, and cause unhealthy sleeping habits. So I got the sense from that sentence that even if I haven't read the paper and I'm grading it, and I read this sentence, I have the idea that parents should regulate the amount of time children spend on digital platforms. Why? Because they can inhibit social interaction, shorten the attention span, and cause unhealthy sleeping habits. So it's given me the roadmap that this essay is going to discuss how um, a lot of time on digital devices can inhibit social interaction. The second thing is going to be how it's going to affect attention span here. And the third thing is going to cause unhealthy sleeping habits right here. So I know that I read that statement, it's clear. It's going to talk about this, social interaction, this, shortened attention spans, and this, um, cause unhealthy sleeping habits. Okay. That makes sense. More examples of thesis statements are here. You'll notice that they'll have for expository essays, but that they list kind of a uh, definitive statement that will be followed through in the body paragraph. Um, if we look at this one here, it says it is important for the homeless. I'm reading this. It's important for the homeless individuals in society to be allowed access to some of the important services they need. So access to public restrooms, food donations, and camping appliances and facilities. So this can see an improvement in the quality of life for all those who live in a given society, right? So that is letting me know this is going to talk about homeless people and the things that they need, and the things they're going to discuss that they need are public restrooms, food donation drives, and camping appliances and facilities. It's very interesting that saying those are three, this is this paper taking that position, right? For those three things. Um, so yeah, so the section here on expository essays speaks more about, gives you a sense of the kind of thesis statements there are. I'm scrolling to the end of this because it gives you more information and body paragraphs, this way to think about it. Talk more about conclusions and all that stuff because we're going to cover that later on in class. Put this together again, and um, and this will give you some examples of essays, narrative essays, description, all the stuff is in this handout. So it gives you some final notes here about writing an essay, and then it gives you an example of one, right? And you must see some of this MLA formatting, your name, my name, course number, your date, right? Your last name, page number there. And this one says the frustrations of camping in a tent, right? That's the essay, a sample. And here we go. I'm going to read it. Each year, thousands of people throughout the United States choose to spend their vacations camping in the great outdoors. Depending on an individual's sense of adventure, there are various types of camping to choose from, including log cabin camping, recreational vehicle camping, and tent camping. Of these, tent camping involves roughing it the most, but with proper planning, the experience can be gratifying. Even with the best planning, however, tent camping can be an extremely frustrating experience due to uncontrolled factors such as bad weather, wildlife encounters, and equipment failure. Now, given that the title of this piece is called The Frustrations of Camping in a Tent, so I'm assuming this article is going to be about how frustrating camping can be. The last sentence says, even with the best planning, however, tent camping can be an extremely frustrating experience due to uncontrolled factors such as bad weather, wildlife encounters, and equipment failure. So if we look at this thesis statement, we know that it's going to say that it can be frustrating due to uncontrolled factors such as bad weather, wildlife encounters, and equipment failure. So I know this essay now is going to do a paragraph on bad weather, another paragraph on wildlife encounters, and another paragraph on equipment failures. And if you look at the sentence right underneath it, if the first one's supposed to be about bad weather, you see the first sentence: nothing can dampen the excitement of anticipation of camping. Nothing can dampen the excited anticipation of camping more than a dark, rainy day. Even the most adventurous campers can lose some of their enthusiasm on the drive to the campsite if the skies are dreary and damp, right? So immediately it goes talking into bad weather, right? But I want to direct your attention back to the first paragraph, right? That for us, even if none of us know anything about camping or have never been campers, it's giving us at least some information. So it says each year thousands of people go to the United States to spend their vacations camping in the great outdoors. And they're doing something that's outdoors, right? Depending on an individual's sense of adventure, there are types of camping to choose from: log cabin camping, recreational vehicle camping, or tent camping, right? So even if I don't know anything about camping, one takes place in a cabin, one can do it in an RV, recreational vehicle, and one can do it in a tent. And that is of these three, right? It's going broader to more narrow, more narrow. Of these three, tent camping involves roughing it the most. With the proper planning, and with the proper planning, the experience can be gratifying, right? If you do it right, it could be good. But even the best planning, not going into the thesis, however, tent camping can be extremely frustrating experience, right? Due to uncontrolled factors such as bad weather, wildlife encounters, and equipment failures. Right? That brings us into that. So this is the thesis statement. So what we're seeing is a full um, body paragraph, and let's see how many sentences. One, two, three, four. Four sentences, right? So three sentences with a synopsis. This one is not about an article or anything like that, but three sentences bringing us into us, introducing the topic, like it's taking our hand. Hi, I am your essay, and this is who I am, and then this is what I will be about. That's your thesis. Okay. Let me close this moment. So that handout is in discussions, is in the assignments. It's very readily available to you. Okay. So um, let's review the handout. Writing an essay, we just did. Um, so slide. Great. So what do we have left? Get summary, intro, paragraph, right? Name and author, main author and title. This case is Janine Capo-Cruzet, taking my parents to college. Then we've got synopsis, which is 3 to 4 sentences discussing the main story. Idea, for example, Janine Capo-Cruzet taking her parents to college, focusing on college for the first time. Here, the whole family and parents, siblings, grandmother, all blah, 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 right? Then the thesis statement states what your essay will be about, a roadmap for the reader. This thesis, Janine Capo-Cruzet's experience was different because she learned she couldn't rely on her family, she expected her family to stay the week, and whatever else. Okay, that is the summary. So thank you for that. A little thank you pile up so that you can see it. If you have any questions, I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'd be happy to send me an email, let me know. And what else? Yeah, so just upload the assignment to Blackboard if you want to feel like doing the whole thing. If you want to do the whole thing, get it to me by Monday and say, can you review it? We got a week to submit it. I'm happy to do that as well. So that's what I have for you, right? So take a look at the essay. You have this video as a reference. Hope it's helpful. And yeah, we'll see each other on Monday, February 25th. Take the article, take the college, write the intro paragraph. Oh, that's maybe you want to write it. It's not due March 3rd. It is due Sunday. But I will see you all on Monday, February 26th. You have a powerful, good week, and that your other classes go smoothly, and that you have a great weekend, and you're refreshed and did your homework and are ready. Also, I sent an email out kind of explaining each day that Wednesday is a class day, but our class isn't meeting. Go to your other classes. One, two, Thursday. What's Thursday? February 22nd, right? It's a Thursday. Some of you have class on Thursday. Thursday, February 22nd is a different day. February 22nd on Thursday is not a Thursday, but they run it using a Monday schedule. The schedule of classes that's going to run on Thursday, February 22nd is a schedule that would run on a Monday. So normally our class meets on Monday, right? But we will not meet this Thursday slash Monday. But your other classes that meet on Monday, you should go to those classes both this week on Wednesday and Thursday, 2 days in a row. Go to your Monday, Wednesday classes. If you have class on Thursday normally, this week only, don't go to your Thursday classes. There's no Thursday this week. Okay. Thursday is a Monday. That's why they call it a conversion day. Um, Lastly, I'll just take advantage of this moment of your having your attention is that if you've done all your assignments, beautiful. They've been graded. They're in there. If I had trouble accessing them, I would take a look over the next day or two and grade them. So if you've done all the essays, all the assignments up until the summary for Langston Hughes Salvation, you are up to speed. If you are missing any assignments, now's the time to get up to speed. I'm giving you this time so that this week you get up to speed. Monday, you all have your new assignments due, and then we keep going from there. Okay. So that's it. Have a great weekend. If you have any questions, definitely send me an email, and I look forward to seeing all of you next week. Take care, and